Good morning, guys, and welcome to Coffee Talk. I know it's been a while since I've done a live video, but I just wanted to come to you today and talk to you about something that has really been hitting me in my personal development. For those who this is your first time getting on one of my videos, my name is Jackie Enos, and I am a health and fitness coach, so thank you so much for jumping on. So today I finished a personal development, and my personal development is not always a book. Oftentimes it's a podcast, it's a YouTube video, it's some kind of motivating something or other. I do really well with audio because I like to multitask. And so I've really been getting into about mindset and manifesting and being destined for greatness. And I think that I had a lot of misconceptions and I wanted to clear those up. So I know that my first year as a coach, I think one of the reasons that held me back a lot was I didn't have the right mindset that I was good enough or that I had greatness within me to be able to help others and influence others and give something to other people. And so I think that's what really kind of held me back a lot. And I think we forget that we have greatness inside of us. So we have a purpose and we have a lot more abilities than we give ourselves credit for. And so mindset is key. And so I've been really diving into this with some of my personal development. Hey, Brett, thanks for getting on. And so here are some of the misconceptions, and it's going to be short and sweet, but I want you to just think about, is this what's holding you back from going through for something? So when I first came in to being a health and fitness coach, I came from being a teacher, and I thought that's all I had. I work with kids. I can teach kids. I'm great with kids. And I really, really thought that that's it. That's what I had. I didn't have anything else to offer, which is just really foolish. And so that just kind of I really had to build up my confidence in that, and that I do have more to offer. And so do you. And since I became a coach, I really kind of got into personal development. I really didn't know what it was before. And I kind of thought it was like for people who needed help. But it's really like the successful people immerse themselves in it because they're constantly learning, and we want to be better for ourselves, and we want to be better leaders, and we can't do that until we work on ourselves. And so I had to really work on confidence a huge lot. And so a lot of my new coaches that are shyer and that they suffer from lower self-esteem, that's the first thing I tell them to focus on is confidence and building up their self-worth. And so the other thing that I've learned through personal development is the idea of dreaming big. So I never really dreamt big. So for me, it was like, I want to go to college, I want to graduate, I want to get a job, I want to get married, you have a family, and I'm a teacher. And that was it. There wasn't anything like elaborate or mind-blowing. It was just kind of like, that's what you do. And once I became a coach and I started seeing all these other people and I started listening and learning from lots of other people, I learned that it's okay to dream crazy, ridiculous dreams. Doesn't matter how long it takes you to get there. And usually the crazier it is, the less people are going to think that it's even possible. And that means that you're dreaming super big. And so whether that's to do with wealth and having this idea of financial freedom, meaning that anything could come up, that, you know, this in the house could break, the car could break down, and you're having to pay for it and you don't have to stress. It's not like you're depleting your savings to repair your car, or, you know, you have to borrow money from so-and-so and so-and-so to take care of this. It's that you just have that peace because you know it's okay. I have this and I can just take care of it and it's good. So it's that financial freedom. So whatever it is for you for dreaming big. But I wanted to clear up some major misconceptions that I had, and based off of a lot of people that I talked to, that they have. And then locking this idea of activating the wealth within you. So we all have greatness. We all have influence. We all have purpose and passion and so much inside of us that we don't even know is there, to unlock it and share it and let it out and let it go. So here are some of the misconceptions that I had and that I've really worked through, and I think that you may have too. So the first one is that we don't have a great title. Again, I was a teacher, right? It wasn't like a major thing. I wasn't a politician. I wasn't an actor. I wasn't a director. I wasn't a designer. I wasn't someone that had this crazy title. So for me, I was like, who am I? I'm just, this girl from Rhode Island who's a school teacher. I didn't think that I would have and be able to influence a lot of people because I didn't have some crazy, ridiculous title that's like up on a platform that we put people on. The second one was that I don't have a lot of connections. So kind of going with that first one, I don't know a celebrity. I don't know someone who's, a politician or someone who has great, great influence in the public. I don't know someone, just all these things that we feel like we don't have connections. Like we got to know people of power and influence. And I didn't have that. So again, who's going to want to come to me, or what do I have to offer because I don't have anyone of connection, which is again, so wrong. Another one, which I really think that women, because we're super self-conscious, I think this one targets women a lot. And that is that we don't look a certain way. So my hair isn't styled and isn't wow factor. It has to look a certain way. My beauty features have to look a certain way. My style of dress needs to be like designer and elegant, and you can tell that I spent a lot of money on my clothes. And you guys know I live in yoga gear. I am quite content living in yoga pants. I actually don't have on yoga pants today, which is crazy. That we have to look a certain way. Our body shape needs to be a certain way. Our height needs to be a certain height. All these crazy thoughts that like we have to look at this ideal way to have influence on people, which is so false. Because a lot of times people aren't going to relate to you if you are this picture perfect. They can't relate because you're up on this crazy high level than them. When really we're all in this together. I don't make a certain amount of money, right? So I thought, well, heck, I'm just coming out of teaching. Teachers don't make a lot of money. And I wasn't even in the school system anymore. I was at a center, so I was making even less money. So I thought, well, who am I? I don't have this crazy amount of financial wealth, which is also false. You don't need it. To be able to help other people, to be able to share your gifts and talents that you were born with, to be able to influence other people, to motivate people, to help and inspire. You don't need to make a certain amount of money, look a certain way, know a certain amount of people, or have any kind of crazy title. And then the last one I thought is like, okay, well, I don't have this crazy toolbox so deep of skill set upon skill set upon skill set. I have certain skills and abilities that have helped me well through teaching that I've been able to transition over, but that's it. I didn't have this crazy other thing. And you don't need it. You work with what you have, and then you learn and you can acquire new skills, and then you can really fine tune and make what you are capable and already able to do even better, and use it better to help other people and to help people on a more grand level. So those are things that I really had to wrestle with. And more recently, self-doubt kind of creeped back in. And I feel like this happens when we get to a point and we're starting to do well. Okay, so we might be excelling at something. And then suddenly it's like this subconscious clicks in and it's like, oh, hold on, I don't think I'm actually good enough to do this well. And self-doubt creeps back in. And so then those thoughts of, I don't look a certain way, I don't make a certain amount of money, I don't have some crazy title, I don't have this, plethora of skill sets or whatever. And I think that, and then that sets in, and that's what starts to hold us back. And I had noticed that creeping back in for me. And so I was really wrestling with that the last 2 months. And so I kind of feel like I've pushed past that. And then it hit me again in my personal development. And I just felt like I just want to share that with you guys today. So I hope that this helps you. If you are wrestling with something and you're going after whatever it is that your dream is of doing in this life, or what you feel your purpose is, do not let these misconceptions hold you back from going after it, from pursuing it hard, from sharing something that you absolutely love. And so these are the misconceptions that I felt like really held me back, and I don't want them to hold you back. We all have this great wealth of influence inside of us that we need to just activate. And a lot of that starts with believing. And it's that mindset, and that's that self-belief. And so if that's where you really, really struggle, and confidence is what you really, really struggle, I highly recommend you find a course, you find audio, you find a podcast, go on YouTube. There's tons of things on there that you can listen to over and over and over that really is focused upon self-belief and confidence. And let that work within you. And I promise you, you will then overcome it, and you'll start to say, you know what? I may not have it all. I may not have the look. You may not even have a college education. I'm not using my college education right now. You may say, hey, this is what I came from, but this is where I'm going. This is what I'm going to achieve. And you just let that drive you. So if you have been battling with any of these misconceptions, I hope that this helps you to say, hey, let me just put a halt on that and throw out that self-doubt and say, you know what? I have greatness within me, and work on figuring out exactly what that is and then how to use it to help other people. So that was my little coffee talk this morning. Thank you guys for jumping on, and for those who get on the replay, I hope this helps. This is something that I've been really wrestling with, and I feel like I've gotten a good handle on the last 2 months. And I'm starting to see things happening now that I've pushed past some of that self-doubt. I was kind of getting in my own way for a little bit. So anyway, thank you guys so much, and I will see you next time.